What is up, guys? So you saw the title of the video. We're going to be ranking supplements in order of how effective they are and the uses for it. So here I got the list, and I got my bachelor's in nutrition, so I know a thing or two when it comes to supplements. So starting it off strong with mass gainer. So mass gainer, I know when I was in high school, a lot of people took mass gainer to start off at the gym. This would be good if you're an ectomorph, so someone with a really skinny frame and struggles to put on muscle. However, I think there's a lot of other ways to get your calories in, and you could basically make your own mass gainer with making a shake with peanut butter, seeds, and just having more oil in your diet, bagels, very high calorie foods. So I'll put it in save your money. Yeah, these mass gainers could be around $40-$50. You could use that in something else, and most of it is made with dextrose, which is a type of sugar, so it's not really that good for you. Testosterone boost. I think that's what testosterone booster. Yeah, that's a big waste of money. Save your money on that one. A lot of testosterone boosters claim to have all these effects and increase your testosterone naturally, and it's a bunch of garbage. Most of them are garbage, and that supplement line is pretty shady. Oh yeah, and keep in mind, all these brands, I don't know any of them, and probably Optimum Nutrition, but I'm just going off the supplement, not the supplement brand. So casein. So casein is a type of protein that comes from milk. Milk protein is casein and whey protein. So casein is digest slowly. So most people that do take it at night to have something digest slowly while they go to sleep. I think it's alright. I personally don't take casein protein or whey protein because I'm vegan, and whey protein increases sebum production in the skin, so it causes people to break out, and I've noticed it on myself that I get breakouts when I have whey protein or casein. But it's still a good way to get your protein intake, so I'm going to put it in very useful. I'm going to take my biased vegan lens out of it and talk about its effectiveness for health and muscle growth. So next is multivitamins. So multivitamins have to be top tier. A lot of people are deficient in a lot of vitamins and minerals and don't even know it. And how can you build muscle or be healthy when you are missing the building blocks, the essentials, which is your micronutrients? Not your macronutrients, your micronutrients. So get a blood lab and see what you're deficient in to make sure to adequately supplement with it. I personally don't take a multivitamin. I take a lot of vitamins, but at different times of the day, because a multivitamin, you can't absorb all the vitamins at once. So I take what I need in different parts of the day. So next is CLA. CLA stands for conjugated linoleic acid, and it is believed to be a fat burner because it helps metabolize fat. However, there are a few studies done on this supplement to prove that. So I think it's a little overrated. I'm gonna put it in I wouldn't take CLA. Yohimbine. So yohimbine is an herb that serves as a stimulant, and it is in most fat burners, and it is effective. It used to be banned for a certain period of time. I don't know if it's banned right now at the current moment, but yohimbine, I've taken it before when I was very young, and yeah, it is effective, but I would say just save your money and get something else. Or let me put it in I'll put it in it's alright, because it is effective, but I believe just with a caloric deficit and just hitting the gym and proper strength training, you don't need to take an additional stimulant unless it's for something very specific, like you want to lose a certain amount of body fat by this day, or you have a fitness shoot, a bodybuilding competition, or you just want to go to the beach to look good. You probably could take this temporarily for a short period of time, but I believe it's more sustainable just being in a caloric deficit for a longer period of time than having to take a fat burner supplement. So next is pre-workouts. So I would take pre-workouts when I first started in the gym. I've had good experiences and a lot of bad experiences. Sometimes that I felt nauseous. I've just felt like a crackhead at the gym. That's what you don't want. Personally, I prefer pre-workouts that give you a pump. So most of them that are vasodilators. The pre-workout that I take is beetroot powder, and beetroot powder serves as a nitrate, so it increases the nitric oxide, which makes your blood vessels dilate, which makes them thicker, which then helps you get a bigger pump at the gym because you get better blood flow. So that was a mouthful, but pre-workouts are very useful. Just don't overdo it with the caffeine, especially if you're under 18. Try to stay away from pre-workouts. You're young, you should already have energy. You don't need a pre-workout. Next is hydrolyzed whey. So hydrolyzed wheys seem to be a better form and a more absorbable form of whey protein. I'm going to put it in very useful because getting an adequate amount of protein per day, it is important for muscle growth, and protein is very important for your skin as well. A lot of people don't know that. So I see protein like protein powder as an insurance blanket. If you didn't get enough by your food, you could always take a protein powder to get your day's worth of protein, since when you're working out, you need slightly more protein compared to the average guy that's not. Next is, what is this? Ashwagandha. So ashwagandha is a stress reliever. However, I have seen some studies that say that it's hepatotoxic, so I'm gonna place it in it's alright. BCAAs. So BCAAs are branched chain amino acids, and I don't think it's very necessary if you're getting enough protein in your diet, because proteins already have branched chain amino acids in them. So I guess the way it would be useful is if you're in a caloric deficit or doing anything fasted, because when you're fasted, you don't have any glucose for your body to take energy from, so it might take energy from your muscle stores. So to prevent that, you would want to take branched chain amino acids. That's probably the only case that I could think of if you're training fasted or if you're in a severe caloric deficit, which you shouldn't, by the way. That's when I would recommend branched chain amino acids. Apart from that, I would just say save your money. 100% whey. So again, protein powder is very useful. I personally don't take whey protein because it makes me break out, but I'll put this in very useful. Pea protein. So pea protein is the protein I personally take is called organic protein. I'm not even sponsored by them. I shouldn't be giving them a shout out, but it does have pea protein in it, and however, it doesn't have all the amino acids like whey protein does, but it doesn't make me break out, and it's also vegan, so I'm able to have it. And my protein has a combination of pea protein, brown rice protein, and many others. So I'm going to put it in very useful. So glutamine. Glutamine I like a lot. I personally take glutamine, and glutamine is good for muscle growth and endurance because it helps protein synthesis in the muscles, and it is also important for a healthy GI tract because it is conducive to a healthy gut microbiota and helps prevent a symptom or a disease called leaky gut. So glutamine is very multifaceted and it helps in a lot of areas. Essential amino acids, I would say save your money. L-Arginine. So L-Arginine is a so L-Arginine is like a pump product. It helps give good blood flow throughout the muscles. I would say it's because there's other supplements that do a better job of that, such as citrulline, L-citrulline or citrulline malate. I prefer L-citrulline. And so for that, I'm going to put it in So next is Acetyl-L-Carnitine. So Acetyl-L-Carnitine is the most absorbable form of carnitine, and it has a lot of functions. It's good for the brain, but there's not that many studies to prove that. But it is used as a fat burner because acetyl-L-carnitine helps get fat, and it shuttles it to the mitochondria so it could be oxidized for energy production. And also in vegans, they have low acetyl-L-carnitine because the main way to get carnitine is through meat, that hence the word carnitine, carne in Spanish. So I'm gonna put this in. I'll put it in very useful. Next is my favorite, vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is so important. Even here in Miami, where I live, a lot of people are deficient in vitamin D because they just don't go out in the sun. That even being in one of the sunniest states, people still choose to stay inside and live a sedentary lifestyle. And vitamin D is very important for immunity. I actually saw several studies that indicated, let's just say this recent virus that occurred, the vid with the C in front of it, that people that were deficient in vitamin D were way more likely to have increased complications of this disease, and the people that were sufficient in it had a lower mortality rate and disease severity. And also vitamin D, you could consider it like a hormone because it's a precursor to testosterone. So if you have low vitamin D, you're probably going to have low testosterone as well. And testosterone, as we know, is very important for muscle building and fat loss. So there you go. Next is creatine. Creatine is the most researched supplement that is out there. It is very important for muscle growth because it helps draw water into the muscle, and your muscle is 75% water. So the more water that you could have in it, the better. Just make sure to drink more water while you are supplementing with creatine, 5 grams a day. I take creatine, by the way. And also for vegans, they can get creatine in their food because creatine is mainly in meat sources. But even if you do eat meat, you'd have to eat a lot of meat to get 5 grams of creatine. And creatine is also good for the brain. A lot of people don't know that, but it bypasses the blood-brain barrier, and it's very important. Well, it's very helpful for brain cognition, and it helps increase muscular strength and endurance. So it's very multifaceted as well, so I'm going to put that in top tier. Next is fat burners. So fat burners are usually filled with stimulants, and the way it makes you burn fat is indirectly. It's not something in your stomach just blocking out the fat, saying, hey, get out of here. It makes you very jittery, almost like a crackhead. And that's how you lose fat, because you're constantly like moving around and having your body in an elevated heart rate. So I just don't think it's a sustainable way of burning fat, nor do I think it's healthy. So for that, I'm going to put save your money. And just like that, we completed our list of supplements ranked by a nutrition major. If you like videos like this, make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you enjoy educational nutrition content like this. So as always, I'll see you in the next video and hope you have a good day. Bye.